Imagine a world where Peter Parker isn't just Spider-Man, he's a father and a husband. But beneath this perfect life lies a tragedy. His Aunt May was killed in a Stark terror attack that claimed thousands of lives. The public believes Tony Stark died too, but what if the truth was far darker? January 2023, Earth 6160. A 35-year-old Peter Parker is the husband of Mary Jane Watson Parker and father of their children Richard and May. Peter palms a mysterious glass orb and promises his wife they'll talk tonight. He's running late for work at the Daily Bugle, where his boss, the affable yet short-tempered J. Jonah Jameson, and the Bugle's managing editor, his Uncle Ben, are waiting. Uncle Ben, now old friends with JJJ, hasn't been himself lately. Jonah subtly reminds Peter to check in on his uncle, who hasn't opened up about his feelings since a great tragedy struck. Peter knows this pain all too well. He lost his parents at 15 and was raised by Ben and Aunt May. That was 20 years ago, but the wounds are still fresh. The Parker family gathers to honor the victims of the Stark terror attack, an event that took thousands of lives, including Aunt May. The world believes teenage Tony Stark died in that explosion too, but the truth is far more sinister. It wasn't a terror attack at all. The real culprits? The Makers Council, who hijacked a Stark Industries satellite and fired the fatal blast. Blind priest Matt Murdock delivers a powerful eulogy for the victims of the Stark terror attack, moving even the stoic Ben Parker to tears. Father Murdock introduces Harry Osborn, whose parents, Emily and Norman Osborn, are among those memorialized. Harry steps forward, his voice heavy with grief. "We all lost someone. Mothers, fathers, siblings, sons and daughters," Harry begins. "Like Father Murdock said, they'll live on in our hearts. We'll always remember them. But I have to be honest, I'm not sure I'll ever move on or get better. Because when I'm all alone in the quiet of the night, it isn't angels I hear singing. Instead, Harry Osborn hears only screams and sirens. I hear us crying out in pain because a part of our future was stolen, and in return, all we got were memories. It's just not enough," Harry says with bitterness. "And I'm not sure any of us should be expected to live with it." Peter Parker and Harry Osborn are strangers. Peter remarks that Ben interviewed Norman Osborn several times for the Bugle over the years, but never got a glimpse of who he truly was. Billionaire businessman, ruthless competitor, founder of Oscorp Industries, and loving father, MJ reflects. You never know, I guess. Peter and Ben head back to the Daily Bugle, just in time to see J. Jonah Jameson storm out, quitting his post. Robbie Robertson informs Ben that the Bugle is undergoing editorial restructuring due to pressure from advertisers uncomfortable with the paper's relentless investigation into the Stark terror attack. The board and ownership demand changes, and with Jameson out, the natural choice to lead the Bugle is Ben, at least according to Wilson Fisk, who offers Ben the position if he agrees to toe the line. Ben, in solidarity with Jonah, quits the Bugle without hesitation. That same night, Wilson Fisk and his eye-patch-wearing right-hand man are ambushed by a green-armored goblin, flying on a glider and marked with the ominous insignia Obstruct Mark 004. The goblin bombs Fisk's vehicle and escapes into the night. At a bar with no name, the newly unemployed Ben and Jonah mull over starting their own paper, one dedicated to telling the truth. "In this entire universe, there's only one thing I know for sure," Jonah tells Ben, lighting a cigar, "and that's that there's no truth in the news and no news in the truth." JJJ, grinning, then adds, "We promise not to lie." Peter tells his Uncle Ben and Jonah that his job is safe and learns they're starting their own news business. Curious, Peter asks how they can just start over. Ben explains his choice, saying his wife is gone. Peter has his own family, and he couldn't stay in an industry of compromise any longer. Without saying it directly, Ben's message is clear. With great power comes great responsibility. Peter confesses to Ben that he feels something has always been wrong with his life. Ben advises Peter to take action, not to wait for life to change. That night, Peter talks with Mary Jane, telling her he needs a change. MJ supports him, reminding him she started her own business and gives her blessing as long as their family remains strong. "Go get him, Tiger," she tells him. Later, Peter goes to the roof holding the orb. He receives a hologram message from Tony Stark, now Iron Lad. Tony explains that 20 years ago, Peter was supposed to be bitten by a radioactive spider and become a superhero, but a great evil erased almost all heroes from existence to turn Earth into a controlled experiment. Tony, 6 months in the future, is working to undo this and restore the heroes, including Peter. Inside the orb, Tony gives Peter a stealth suit and the bioorganic catalyst needed to undergo a post-human transformation. Tony urges Peter to become the hero he was always meant to be, saying, "You were supposed to protect the innocent, save lives, and inspire this world. That was taken from you, but now we can change that." Peter Parker stands on the edge of a building, poised for a transformation. Tony Stark's words from 6 months in the future echo in his mind. They stole your future. They robbed you of your destiny. The real question is, do you want it back? Peter opens the orb, revealing a test tube containing the very radioactive spider that should have bitten him as a teenager on that day at the Isotope Genome Accelerator. "I want it," Peter whispers, determined. In his mind, he hears Uncle Ben, "Then wake up." Then Mary Jane, "Go get him, Tiger." The spider sinks its fangs into Peter's skin, and in that moment, Spider-Man is born. This is only the beginning. That's it, guys. Please like and subscribe for more, or I'll feel bad.